welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, I also want to mention that I might start shooting 2 videos in a day, like one video of whatever I do and a second video about the Lion Guard. Most of us watch it. I mean, if you don't, then search Lion Guard on YouTube. You'll love it, and I think it will be your favorite too when you start watching it. So let's get started with today's episode. Today we are going to learn about the long-necked cousin of the Brachiosaurus, but few differences. Big spine on its back. Yes, it's a herbivore, four-legged. I am talking about the Amargasaurus. Let's learn some more cool facts about this wonderful dinosaur. Let's begin. Here I have the model of the Amargasaurus. As we can see, it has many differences. I'm just gonna broaden out the differences just to make them clear to you. As we notice, the Amargasaurus back legs are much longer and the front legs are shorter. I'll tell why later. And its tail is also longer compared to the tail of the Brachiosaurus, and it has these spines over its back. I'll tell you why. Let's get started. So, starting from the head, the Amargasaurus is a herbivore. Its teeth were not that pointy. Yes, it ate just plants from high trees, and it did not have good sense of smell or hearing. It had a great sense of sight. I won't say great, but yes, it had a good sense of sight. Its neck was also very long, but it was half the size of a Brachiosaurus. Its front legs were shorter because it had a long neck, and it usually lived at an area which the trees were a bit shorter, so it didn't need to stretch out. And its tail was longer because its neck had normal bones, not hollow bones, so the tail also needed weight and also had to be long so that it could not keep falling without its tail over its head, and keep a balance. Now, Amargasaurus has lived in herd, so more the numbers, more it can protect itself and defend. Amargasaurus has had very pointy front claws, as we can see here. Can we see these? One claw here, one claw here. These two claws, oh yeah. Sorry, I got it, yeah. These two claws are actually for defending itself. Sometimes the Amargasaurus will stand on its back two legs for like few seconds and poke its thumbs into the enemies and try to scare them away. That's why the Amargasaurus has two long nails at the end of each foot. This dinosaur was a sauropod from the early Cretaceous time period. It grew up to 10 meters and which is 33 feet in length. That's big. To give an example, it was relatively small for a sauropod. Sauropods are like long-necked dinosaurs. It was quadrupedal, which means it walked on 4 legs, as we saw. It had a low skull at the end of its long neck, much like its relative Dicryosaurus. This dinosaur was from the early Cretaceous period, as I mentioned, which is now known as Argentina. The only lone skeleton of the Amargasaurus was discovered in 1984, and it's virtually complete, including a fragmentary skull, making it one of the best known sauropods of its epoch. The structure of the Amargasaurus was made of bones. The spines were also made of bones. Now let's come to know why were there spines on the neck and the back, and half of the tail had spines. Because the Amargasaurus was a slow-walking sauropod that lived in herds, it needed defense. When predators would bite on its neck, it wouldn't have any defense if it wouldn't have had these spines that it has on its neck. The Amargasaurus lived in herds, like I said. So when predators used to bite its necks, it had these bony spines over them, which helped it to protect itself from being attacked on its neck. Boy, was this one scary creature. The spines of Amargasaurus was made of very hard, rough bones that could really hurt if were touched. They were covered in thick flab of skin, as we can see here, There were bone linings which were covered with thick skin linings, like the wings of a bat. You could say that as an example. Some Amargasauruses, like there are two different species of the Amargasaurus. Some Amargasauruses had big spines over their necks, while some had over their backs and also over their necks and tails. The tails of the Amargasauruses were very tough, and when it swayed it just like the Brachiosaurus, it could easily knock down a medium-sized carnivore that was attacking its herd. Well, that's all I had for today. I exceeded my time limit to 5 minutes. Well, I hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe, and share. Thank you all. Bye bye. See you next time.